This video is on measuring a dress form and calculating the grade amount from your base pattern of the size 6. So some of you will do a 1-inch grade and others of you will do a 2-inch grade. You may do one size or you may do multiple sizes. Again, if you haven't picked out your dress form yet, you want to pick out a dress form from the lab. It does not need to be your size, and it does really help if only 2 people are using a dress form. That if you have too many people using the same size, you'll be waiting for each other when your projects are due. So the first thing that you're going to do is measure the waist. So I have here that you need to measure carefully and accurately, meaning that your tape measure needs to be straight. Also, you need to make sure that your tape measure does have a complete 1 inch at the edge of the tape measure. Many tape measures are made such that they've cut off that inch and it's not accurate. So you may have to start at the 1 and subtract your inch in order to figure out the best measurement for your waist and for your hip. So place the tape measurement flat and measure all the way around, both the front and the back. Measure at the ribbon. The next thing is to measure the hip, and many people want to select the wrong space for the hip. On our patterns, we selected 8 inches. So from the middle of the waist, you want to measure down 8 inches and put in a straight pin at that 8 inches. So it's going to be where the cursor is showing here, that it's at essentially the fullest part of the buttocks. So it's coming around at the largest part, again, of the dress form. And you want to make sure that, again, your tape measure is straight and that it's tight and that you get an accurate measurement for both the front and the back. Now the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to see from your measurement report that you're going to have a total hip measurement and a total waist measurement. Now, I've just recreated a form. You can do that if you want, or you can just do the calculations and type it out on a piece of paper. But for the pattern, if we went to Tukatech and we, again, measured the pattern, this is saying that the pattern itself is 39 inches and that the waist is 27.6. So let's take a moment to look at the pattern again to see where we got those measurements. Here I am at the Tukatech pattern, and as you recall, we labeled our hip, and or it should be labeled, and if it's not, we want to make sure that we label it. So both the front and the back should be labeled, so the front is labeled there. And you want to make sure that your points are labeled for the waist, and you have your corresponding measurement instruction there for both the front and for the back. Now, once you have those measured, you're then going to do your measurement report as we've done in the past. And you're getting different measurements than you see on the slide, but you get the idea that we want to use the total measurements here. So this measurement right here is 38.897, and we need to subtract our 3 inches of ease. So this would be 35.897 for the actual person or dress form hip size. So you need to keep in mind that we're going to subtract the ease on the pattern, and that's what is going to match the dress form. Otherwise, you're going to make a pattern that's too tight. And the same for the waist. The waist has a 1/2 inch ease. So this waist measures 27.6, and you want to take out the 1/2 inch, and so the person should measure 27.1. All right, so going to this example, when I measured the pattern that I'm using for this, again, this example, The hip was measuring 39 inches, which again means that I should subtract the 3 inches, and it's for a person that's 36. When I measured the dress form here, it's measuring 40.5 inches. So I need 3 inches of ease added to the dress form. So remember, we're adding to the dress form, we're subtracting from the pattern. So make sure that you're adding and you're subtracting the right thing. So my pattern for to fit this dress form, or a person that would fit this dress form, should be 40.5 plus 3. So I need the hip measurement to be 43.5. So that means my difference between what I need and the actual pattern is 4.3 inches. And I want to then use a 2-inch grade and grade it up 2 more inches. So from the base size of 6, I'm going to do a 2-inch grade and grade to an 8 and a 10. So even though the dress form that I'm using for this example says it's an 8, the actual graded size from the pattern that we started with is a 10. Remember to keep in mind that those sizes are arbitrary, the names of the sizes. So I could go back and I could call that 8, that 10 actually an 8 with vanity sizing. So you want to determine again that amount. So the next step is to go to my pattern and then do the grading, which will be in the next video.